Hi everyone, good evening. How are you? I am Cheryl McGinnis and this is smART stART, and I'm on smART stART on YouTube and delighted to be here and hope that you will join me each evening at 6 o'clock, where we either begin our day, continue our day, or end our day looking at art. And I really enjoy being the catalyst of looking at art because I find that art can bring us back to ourselves. Like any daily practice, art helps us connect to ourselves, and that's a really important and wonderful thing, especially in these crazy times we are living in. So please, you can see that there's a chat box open. Let me know that you are here. Let me know that you are watching. Your observations matter. I have a hashtag, looking is learning. When we look, hi Eugene, how are you? When we look, we learn about what we're looking at, presumably a piece of art, but we also learn about ourselves. And our observations are very important. And yeah, so that's what I want to say about that. So yeah, I'm glad you're here. That's fantastic. I see that I'm looking like a little bit of something that the cat may have dragged in, and I really apologize about that. It's been a very hectic day for me. And now that New York City has reopened after 90 something days of being closed, I am delighted that I will make it back to having my hair done very soon. So, okay, we're going to talk about Emma Amos today, and Emma Amos is a very important artist. As she recently did pass away, I was able to work with her for a nice period of time in my career and in her career, and yeah, I just love her work. So what I am going to do is I think what I'd like to do is just show you some of her work now. And as we start to develop an audience here, yeah, we'll have more of a conversation. But let's just, that's Emma, of course, standing in front of a piece of hers. This is an early work from Emma, 1966, Baby. And you know, what I love about Emma's work is that she's very, very fearless in it at a time when African Americans in art were not well respected, and right now it's getting better, but it's still not where it should be. Emma, as an African American woman, was most definitely struggling, as were women artists in general, right? So in this 1966, painting Baby, I just love her use of color, her use of bold colors, kind of a color field, but not quite, because we have a figure in the foreground. Yeah, really like this piece. I want to show you another piece of hers, and I really don't want to be the one to comment on it because I want to know what you think about it, and not what you think, but what you see, right? Because I think part of looking at art, we become very worried when we're looking at art. We worry that we don't know enough. We worry that we don't understand it. What if none of that mattered? What if what only mattered was what you see, and that you can decipher from what you see, you can then decipher and glean, right? What if the most important part of the piece was your visual experience in it, right? So I want to look at this piece. It's a very controversial piece, but a wonderful piece. And it's called Work Suit, and it's from 1994. And I spoke to Emma a lot about this piece. You know, first of all, if you look at the, Emma had done some printmaking, not only as a printmaker, but also quilter and such. If you look at the outer edge of the piece, you will see some fabrics, African fabrics, quilt making and such. But she also, this is a self-portrait, right? So she has African fabric borders and a photo transfer. And that photo transfer happens to be the nude body of the artist Lucian Freud. And in many ways in this piece, this is at the period of time where I met Emma, 1994. In this piece, she's basically saying this is her work suit. Do I have to be a white male to be taken seriously as a painter? And in 1994, it certainly indeed felt that way. I can tell you that recently, in a Whitney Museum exhibit last year, May, she was included in an exhibit called The Use of Color in the 1960s, and she was included with all of the major players of that period of art. Ellsworth Kelly, Andy Warhol. So it wasn't her about being an African American woman. It wasn't her about being a woman artist. Those kind of parameters fell from the wayside, and she was included into this group about the use of color, which I really so happy. Clyde, oh my goodness, Clyde. What a thrill to see you here. Thank you so much for joining. Can you let me know, Clyde, tell me this, how was it getting on to here? Clyde is a regular on smART stART on Facebook, and so he's one of the OGs, the original. How was it getting on here? Was it difficult? Were you able to find me? Did it help to go from my Facebook page? Any information that you can give me. Anybody else that is here, please make yourself known. And please don't be afraid to speak. Whatever your observations are, they're valid. They're valid. I have everybody's opinion, everybody's observation and opinion are valued here. That's what I want to say. Another piece of Emma's that I really like, and I'm taking this, my friends, from the New York Times article that Holland Cotter wrote about her recently, because it's her obituary. Great, Clyde, quick and easy. Glad to hear that. And this piece, it's called Ms. Amos's Tightrope, 1994. And Ms. Amos and I had many conversations about that tightrope. And that's that tightrope. As you can see, she has herself donned as Superwoman with a painter's jacket over it, kind of. And then this t-shirt, yeah, with this woman's body, naked body out of it. All of those issues of kind of what women are dealing with. Women artists specifically. Yeah. I see we have quite a few viewers and I don't see who you are, so please let me know. Yeah? Great. It was very sad for me when Emma passed away on May 20th. It was very, very sad. It was really, for me, quite an honor as a younger person starting in the art world. I decided to do a salon-style gallery, and Emma was very excited about showing with me. And one of the things she said, Charles Brady, hi, thank you so much. It's so great to see you here. One of the things she said to me was, she asked me what my premise was. And I said, well, my premise is to show a lot of women artists, to show women of color. I was also very interested in Chinese contemporary art, people of color. I was very interested and continue to be fascinated by cross-cultural exchange, right? And certainly the African-American experience is one of cross-cultural exchange. And so I developed the salon in this way of saying that people could come here to this space that I'm still in, and I'd show the work, but a dialogue would ensue. And the dealer would kind of step away from the center in the sense that I facilitated the dialogue with the artist and the people who came to the salons, and they were exciting. Yeah, Charles, good eye. Is it like a tapestry? Because she works with so much African fabric, her work does have a tapestry feel. Great, thank you for that really good observation. And so she said to me, Cheryl, you're never going to sell my work. It's clear to me that my work is going to go straight to museums, small museums, organizations, whatever. And I said, no, Emma, I will sell it because we're going to talk about it. And you, Emma, are going to talk about it. And I truly believe that once people experience the art and the artist in an environment that allows them to speak freely and to really discuss issues on a deeper level, that we can connect with each other, we can connect with other cultures. And when we connect, then those are the things we want around us. And we sold a lot of her work, and so happy to have been able to do that. with her. Yeah, it's true. It's quite bold. Charles Baretti, one of our viewers, says it's a bold piece, and she did do a lot of images, Charles, where she's kind of falling, or women falling, right? Will You Forget Me from 1991, and I see that now, and I could say absolutely in my life I will never forget Emma, because she took a chance on me as this young dealer starting out. And at the time in 1996, 1997, when I started my salon, nobody reviewed alternative spaces. If you got a listing from the New York Times, oh, thank you, Clyde. Why do you say that? Clyde says that it's working better, probably better than Facebook Live. Tell me why. Oh, thank you so much. Tell me why, because I feel just so much freer being here, you guys. So thank you for that. And the New York Times would list me next to all of the really powerful galleries at the time on 57th Street and Madison Avenue, before when Soho and 57th Street and Madison Avenue were kind of the center of the art world before Chelsea was developed. And I was, so proud of that. So I felt like I had this vision to make art accessible. You'll hear me a lot talking about hashtags that I have. So I have hashtag looking is learning, hashtag making art accessible, hashtag cultivating culture. When we cultivate culture, when we look at cultures through art, you will be hard-pressed to not find benefit, to not find beauty, to not find importance, to not find brilliance and greatness and humanity in every single culture that has ever existed in this world. You will be hard-pressed. You will open up your heart. You will open up your mind. I assure you of that. Yeah, it's a great thing. It's a great thing. So, yeah, I quite like this. I still have several pieces of Emma's. Kind of hard to part with. I'd have to find the absolutely perfect collector. I think what I'd like to do is tomorrow I'd like to show you two pieces that I have that I absolutely love. And yeah, continue this conversation. So thank you all who joined in. Feel free to respond at any point in this feed. I look at all of your observations. I look at everybody's chats and what you're saying about the work you're seeing and the show in general. And I look forward to building, on YouTube. So happy to be here. Clyde, how's the baby? I hope doing well. And I hope you are as well. So everybody, as I start to work out some of the kinks with this, we'll just continue to get better and better. Thank you so much for joining me. It was my pleasure to be here with you this evening. Keep looking at art. Don't worry. Even when, let's do this. Look at art. And the more you don't understand it and the more frustrated you become by it, keep looking. I promise you, you will be so happy that you did. This art is for everybody. It feels elitist, but it's not. And it's certainly not here. This is for everybody. Thank you all. Good night. Have a great night.